Hey guys, so I look awful right now. Just have my hair in a ponytail. But I'm going to a potluck today. It's a going away for the 11 exchange students. They're here for the English immersion program from Spain, one of which I have been playing host to for the past month. So I'm gonna make some spicy pimento cheese because I thought it'd be a little something that people could snack on before they eat all the other stuff that's going to be there. So I have 3 different types of cheese. I have extra sharp cheddar, Colby Jack, and also cream cheese. I'm gonna put some jalapenos, which I'm gonna dice up, these pimentos, mayonnaise. I'm gonna cut up some celery and some crackers to go with it. Also, if you don't have one of these things, highly recommend. It just makes life so much easier. Super easy. I think you can even get them on TikTok shop. I can't remember where I got this one, maybe at Amazon, but makes things so much easier. It's just shreds very easily, just like that. So I already put the Monterey Jack in there. Now I'm just going to do the cheddar. And it also has this one that does it much finer, but because I'm going to stir it up pretty good, I'm just going to use the bigger one, which I think will be fine for now. And by the way, I did wash my hands before this. I'm going to attempt to do it like in a little cheese ball. So I'm going to form it, put some wrap around it, leave it in the refrigerator for a little bit because I'm not going until later. I think it's like 4 o'clock or something like that. It also has this little thing, so once you kind of get to where you can't push it in with your hand anymore, you can just do it. Usually it's a little bit easier, but the cheddar is a little bit stickier consistency, so it's a little bit harder, but no worries, we'll get it. And then my dogs love what's left over inside this little container when it's done, so they get to pay the cheese tax. So there's that. All right, so I'm going to transfer this to a bigger bowl so I just have room to work with. I have a pretty small kitchen, so we're just working with what we got. Actually, I'm going to get an even bigger bowl. So I'm going to dump all of this in. And they didn't have the diced jalapenos, so I'm going to cut these up some because I don't want big chunks. I love these little cutting boards, these little plastic things. They're fantastic, actually. All right, so cream cheese. If you don't want to do the cream cheese, then you'll just need to do a little bit more mayo. But since I'm making quite a bit, I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. It's actually a little bit better if it's softened, but I didn't have time for that, so we're just working with what we got. And then some people like to dice up their pimentos and also drain them. Because this has got a lot of cheese in it, I'll leave a little bit of the oil in there because I think it just gives it a little bit easier consistency, and it's a little bit easier to form dukes because that's the best. Let's put some of that in. And listen, I cook like my mama. I do not measure anything. I just measure with my heart. So I'm gonna get all of this mixed up and I'm gonna cut up my jalapenos and I'll be right back. Also, pro tip, I've had this thing for years. I got it from Pampered Chef. If you don't have one, highly recommend it. It just helps you get tops off. That easy. Those things last forever, and Definitely if you have trouble getting tops off, like I often do, it's a good tool to have. So just cutting up the jalapenos now. I'm just gonna cut these up really fine. And for some reason they didn't have like the milder ones. These are the hot ones, so I'm not gonna do a ton of it, but I am gonna take a little bit of the juice from the bottle, just like a tiny little bit, just to give it some flavor. And add that in as well. So now what I'm going to do is just form this into a ball. I've got it all mixed up. I did a little taste test, and I also saved a little bit of me. Saved a little bit for me because I might want some later. So I'm just gonna form this. I did put my gloves on because honestly I just didn't want it like all over my hands, and also don't want to have to go through all of that again. So it's gonna look like this. And I'm gonna put crackers with it, but I also have some celery, which quite frankly I've had the lettuce bug that everybody's been talking about, that I'm sure you've seen all over the news. So when I say I'm not interested in eating anything green, that is an understatement. So here's what it looks like. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it chill. Okay, so here is the finished product. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I got some crackers and some celery, and I just used these Trader Joe's assorted crackers that are really good if you haven't had them before. Thanks for watching.